This next introduction is the introduction of a friend, someone that a number of us up here on this stage has had an opportunity to work with now for this last year in his capacity as ASBSU president, and we are going to miss his leadership. He is a graduating senior. He's graduating with a BA degree in International Relations and International Business. He is your featured speaker for this ceremony. As I said, he served as the ASBSU president this last year. He's been actively involved on campus with the Martin Luther King Human Rights Week, Pi Kappa Delta Speech and Debate, the Distinguished Lecturer Committee, and was selected the Hewlett-Packard 2003-2004 Leadership and Diversity in Human Rights Award and Scholarship recipient. He represented the students on the transition team for the new mayor of Boise, David Beater. Please welcome your commencement speaker, Ali Ishaq.
You know, Robert Novak once remarked, graduation day, the high point of college, the commencement speech, the low point of graduation day. Just thought y'all might enjoy that. I wanted to echo Dr. Custer and the amount of thank yous that he put out there. And on behalf of the graduating class of 2004 at Boise State University, I wanted to echo the thank you to the parents, the family, the friends. I don't think many of you have any idea of the amount of impact that you've had in our being here today. Your presence, your smiles, your tears, your hard work are what have enabled us to receive this honor, and for that we are eternally thankful. And for that, you know, there's nothing we can say. You all earned your place to be here. Thank you very much. On behalf of the graduating class of 2004, I would also like to thank the administration, the staff, and especially the faculty at Boise State University. If you look at the list of highest paid jobs and things you can do in life, being a college professor isn't anywhere near the top. And especially being a college professor in Idaho is nowhere, anywhere up there. But it is oftentimes because of students like yourselves that teachers keep on giving, you know, despite the funding cuts, despite the lack of pay increases over the past few years, despite the fact that they're teaching people like us, these faculty have persevered and they have helped us. And I'm sure there are faculty in our lives who have made an impact, and I would recommend to all of us as a graduating class that we think of them, that we write them a note, an email, just something to let them know that they've made a difference. Thank you the faculty and staff. So. And of course, the most important congratulations goes to everyone who is sitting out here. I would ask that you look at the people next to you and give them a pat on the back. Because in the end, it was us who wrote those 20-page papers. In the end, it was we who attended most of our classes when we could wake up. In the end, it was we who pulled those all-nighters. It was we who studied. It was we who achieved. And this is a tremendous accomplishment that we all have to congratulate ourselves for. When I was trying to receive advice for, you know, what can I say during the commencement, a lot of people, you know, too many people said that, you know, when you're up there, talk about how college are the best 4, 5, 6, however long you've been in college, you know. These are some of the best years of your lives. And that concept really scares me. If these are the best years of our lives, then I'm going to go cry, and you guys can join me if you want. And I say that not to demean the time that we've had in college. I'm sure for the remainder of our lives we'll reminisce and we'll just talk about the times that we've had. More importantly, though, we have to realize that regardless of what we've done so far, we have so much ahead of us. The rest of our lives is a blank slate that we can manipulate in any way that we want. And this privilege, I think, stands in direct contrast with this notion of powerlessness that many people, not only sitting down here as a graduating class have, but many people in the audience have as well. When we're asked who is responsible for the problems, I mean, we all know the statistics on world hunger, on sexual assault, on these tremendous problems that plague the world. We're all well aware of them, and I'm not going to rehash them because we all know them so well. But whenever someone asks, what can we do about that? Who do we look to? We all tend to point up. We all look at ourselves at the bottom of the totem pole, and we point up to some mythical person who has the power. And the other day I got this chain email. It said if I didn't send it to 53 people, I would get SARS. So I sent it out to as many people as I could. But there's a very relevant... There was a very relevant statistic that I feel bears rehashing tonight, and it's a statistic that I've seen repeated in many reputable sources. As if a chain email wasn't source enough, and that is the idea that if the whole world could be represented in 100 people, if the over 6 billion people who populate the world today were only 100, how many of them do you think would have gone to college? How many of them would have the food to enable them to work, the money for the books, the family, the support system, just everything, these tremendous privileges to go to college? It would be less than one person. In the world today, we all point up to these towers where these mythical people who are going to make changes stand. But if we just take a second and look behind us, there are billions of people looking up at us and saying, look at them. Not only do they look at us as a hope, they look at us as a necessity, as a need. The privilege of being born or educated in the United States, the privilege of sitting down here tonight is not only a privilege, it is a responsibility. And it is a responsibility that I hope we exercise not only tonight, but that we exercise for the rest of our lives. And one issue that I wanted to use as a case study in which we can exercise the power that we have is an issue that all of us, not only in the audience, but also as a graduating class, should hold very near and dear to our hearts. It's an issue that affects all of Boise State. Let me give you guys a little history. In 2000, actually in the late 1990s, MGT America, it's a nationally known consulting group. They were commissioned by the Idaho State Board of Education to look at how Idaho funds higher education, the institutions, the public institutions. And what they found was that there's a tremendous inequity in what goes on. And if you look at what's going on, our friends who are graduating from other schools, Idaho State University, Lewis Clark, and surprisingly even University of Idaho, they've had a lot more help along the way than we have. For example, in the year 2001, which is the last statistic I could find, students who chose to go to University of Idaho for all their reasons, for various reasons, the state of Idaho gave the average student attending University of Idaho $8,345 of funding that came from the state. So how much did they give Boise State, you might ask? Did they give them $8,000? $7,500 per student, which is about what Idaho State University gets. $7,000, which is about what Lewis and Clark gets. $6,500. In the year of 2001, you and I, as students at Boise State, received $6,116 of state funding. That is a tremendous inequity, and one that we hope the state of Idaho addresses. And that's one that we owe to the teachers who have helped us along the way, that you and I as graduates owe, that we work on this issue to the Broncos who are going to come after us. So when you go out, when you go out tonight, the first thing I want you guys to do is take off those gowns. They're kind of creepy if you wear them in public life. The second thing I'd like you guys to do is to go out and celebrate. Tonight's a tremendous accomplishment once again. And the third thing, and one of the things I hope you keep in mind, is our ties to Boise State. Part of what we have become, what we will become, this blank slate of the future we owe to Boise State University, and we owe it to them to contact our legislators, to talk to them about the issue of equity, in the hope that we can pull all the institutions of higher education to one level of funding. And that, ladies and gentlemen, would be a tremendous accomplishment for the class, graduating class of 2004. I congratulate you once again. We made it, we will continue to make it, and we will make it. Appreciate it. Congratulations.